I am the Knight. I am Batman.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Comic Man Show, where, with your reliable host, the Comic Man, it is never too early to profess our love and to hype up the upcoming solo Batman movie with a very special presentation, the Comic Man's own solo Batman movie pitch. So what do we know about the solo Batman movie? Turns out, not much. We do know that the two-time Oscar winner, master director and writer Ben Affleck is going to direct and co-write with DC's chief creative officer, Jeff Johns. So a fantastic collaboration and great things in store, I'm sure. Apart from that, we just have rumors to go on. The initial rumor was that the resurrected Robin, Jason Todd, was going to come back into Batman's life, take up the moniker of the Red Hood, and be this brutal vigilante with Joker in tow, playing this Tangent. More recent rumors is that Ben Affleck is very determined to make the definitive Batman movie and to feature lots of villains. So that got me thinking, what sort of movie would feature lots of villains but still have Joker be the focal point? Where would the setting be? Enter Arkham Asylum. And now we get to the fun part of this episode where the Comic Man, using his years and years of Batman knowledge, is going to pitch his own solo Batman movie taking place in the DCEU with Ben Affleck starring. And here we go. So at the outset, let me say, the true Batman fans out there, they will know exactly from where I pulled all of this material from, all the source material. So let's begin. We get the WB's logo. We get the DC logo. The picture is still black. We hear an engine revving up. It is that of a Lamborghini and it's racing. We hear two other car engines. They're racing. And then we get the roar of the Batmobile, and out comes the picture, and it's the Batmobile in pursuit of a purple Lamborghini and two other cars on the streets of Gotham. Now this Batmobile, it is recklessly driving through obstacles, parked cars, what have you. It quickly, aggressively bulldozes and dispatches the other two cars to clear a line to the purple Lamborghini. As it gets close, Batmobile opens fire at the tires of the Lamborghini, and the Lamborghini flips over and crashes into another car. So then we get to the crash scene, and a close-up ensues, and we zoom in, and then a door opens of the upside-down Lamborghini, and out crawls a battered and stunned Joker. And then the picture pulls away as the Joker keeps crawling away from the car, and it pulls away to show the Dark Knight standing over him. And the Joker looks up at him. "Oh, what's the matter, Bats? Can't you take a little joke?" "The little birdie was making you soft. And you know that I always like my straight man to be on point." And at this, the Batman grabs him and starts mercilessly beating on him. Out flies the Joker's teeth. And the Joker just keeps on laughing and laughing. This makes Batman even more angry. And he wraps his hands around the Joker's skinny throat and he starts to squeeze and squeeze as the Joker cackles. And he is interrupted by police sirens and police cars coming upon the scene. And he reluctantly and very forcefully throws the Joker back on the ground, and the picture pulls up to reveal the entire scene, and we go into black. Title card reads, "Years Later." we see Bruce Wayne with his trusty butler descending on the cave, talking about how he has tracked down Penguin's gun runners to the industrial district, and he better hurry because the Penguin is wary that he has been sniffing and investigating him, and that he needs to have this deal done earlier in the night and not later. So then Alfred reminds him about the Wayne charity ball later on that night, and for him to at least try not to show up the day after. And it's a little stupid, that British accent. So then we see something that I've always loved seeing in Batman movies. Batman suiting up. So we cut to the warehouse where the deal and exchange is taking place. And this is all from the point of view of the criminals at this point. And they start to hear noises. They start to feel the wind sweeping next to them, breezes, as this dark wraith very stealthily moves above them. And then before they know it, this phantom, this demon just sweeps up and one by one takes them out in various fashions with inverted takedowns and sleeper holds. And then just when they look to one side, they see that their comrades are already unconscious on the floor. This is a very silent predator, Dark Knight, and he foils the deal. So then once he wraps that up, he's back in his Batmobile and he checks in with Alfred about all the various districts of Gotham and whether there's been any crimes reported. Alfred gives him the all clear and reminds him about the Wayne charity ball. So then we see Bruce Wayne walking 2 hours late into his own building, his own Wayne Tower, where they're hosting a charity ball. Looking sexy and sleek in his tuxedo, dazzling everyone, schmoozing, charming, and then he hears a voice in his back. Ooh, the billionaire playboy is only 2 hours late. Oh, what's the matter? Is his old age slowing him down? And he turns around and finds Vicky Vale. And they exchange some pleasantries and they dance, but alas, they are interrupted by the bat signal. So then Batman quickly finds himself at the rooftop of GCPD, arriving behind Commissioner Gordon. There has been a murder at Arkham Asylum. What's the situation, Jim? Another murder at Arkham Asylum, Batman. Another death. And as it turns out, within that past year, there have been accidental deaths at Arkham Asylum, but this latest murder was actually that. A murder, the victim was stabbed in the back multiple times and left to bleed out. Gordon tells Batman that he's going to go to Arkham Asylum to investigate this personally with his own police force, and Batman says he will meet him there. So then we see once Gordon's talking, of course, we get the signature Batman pulling his disappearing act on him. So we see Batman gliding through the city, grappling. He gets in touch with Alfred and tells him to pull up the files on all the victims because there must be a connection here somewhere, and that he's on his way to Arkham Asylum. But then he's interrupted by a scream. There's a mugging going on. And this is very important to show. Because at the truth of it, at the heart of it, Batman is a street vigilante. He stops street crimes, murder, rape, thievery, robbery, what have you. So it's very important to show him stopping street crimes like this, which is very common for him. So he quickly foils that. You can even show him just dropping right behind the perp, and then the perp kind of backing up and bumping into him, and that can be that. So then we see the Batmobile racing to Arkham Asylum, with him having a conversation with Alfred about the victims, about how they were all found dead. One fell 2 flights of stairs, another one was electrocuted with faulty wiring, and then another one, Victor Zsasz, the serial killer, his restraints were loose and he pounced upon him. So Batman gets to the scene outside the asylum, but the situation looks grim. He meets with Jim Gordon again, who's already there. We sent 2 of our officers in to cordon off the body and to investigate the scene, and they were sent back out like this, Batman. I think I need to show you this. He unzips the body bags, and we see the twisted death grins upon the two officers. Batman realizes what it is. It's him. It's the Joker. He has been looking for the Joker for a year now, but he has found no trace of him. Joker, very flamboyant and very showy in the past, had gone underground, but finally he had resurfaced. It gets worse, Batman, Jim tells him. He wants you in there alone, and he wants us to leave. He has hostages. The asylum staff and the other doctors. They're all in there, and he wants you to go in alone. But I'm going to keep a force here, and Batman says, no, I'll be fine. And Batman enters the asylum by himself. So Batman finds the asylum pitch black. He moves from area to area and then finally into this main foyer. And before he can turn on his night vision goggles, all the lights come on and he sees himself surrounded by inmates and by some of his rogues gallery. Scarecrow, Firefly, Victor Zsasz, Killer Croc, Harley Quinn, and there he is, the clown prince of crime, the Harlequin of hate, the Joker. Hello, Bats, the Joker says. Glad you could join us. Hope you don't mind. I invited a few of your other pals to the party. Batman says to him, you have one chance to surrender, Joker. Oh, how many times have you used that line, Batman? How long have we been doing this? And yet, look around you. Look at your failures. Look at my city, ready and willing to be set on fire. 20 years, my darling Dark Knight. And you couldn't even put a little clown back in the box. Look around. You let us all have reign over the city. The failures you've accrued. The birdies you lost along the way. Shut your mouth, Batman says. This is it, darling. One final round of our game. I have hostages here somewhere in Arkham. You have 2 hours to find them and escape with them. Otherwise, I set all of them loose after you. All your failures. All your bastard children that you keep locked up in here. In fact, some of them want to say hi. Boys, and in jumps in dozens upon dozens of inmates armed with pipes and chains and some with their bare fists all rushing at Batman as Joker and the other villains clear the area. And here we see Batman at his magnificent best, taking on all these people, parrying, breaking bones, using every skill and every tool in his arsenal, and finally he's able to just really beat the shit out of all of them. And yet he sees that there's only one door open out of the many that are there, indicating that he go through it. And this is where he hails Alfred, and he finds out that Joker has taken over the Arkham system, that he is no longer in control of this system because being Batman, he always has a backdoor into other security systems, especially Arkham Asylum. And Alfred says it's going to take a while before he can regain control. So Batman now has no choice but to go and find and save the hostages and to play Joker's game. So reluctantly, I must split this into 2 parts, because most of you had the attention span of squirrels and can't watch a video any longer than 15 fucking minutes. So, stay tuned. In a few days, I will be dropping part 2 of my solo Batman movie pitch. And in the meantime, you can find me in the contacts that I'll be listing at the end of this video. And please check out this great Facebook page called Man of Steel Fan Gives Hope, or Man of Steel Fans Give Hope. It is an awesome page that's full of positive DC news and awesome posts. So highly encourage you to check it out. And until next time, this is the Comic Man signing off.